just ending with the agenda here. So this brings us to the end of our 3-day Tom Hamilton Memorial National Logistics webinar. And I wanted to express my appreciation for all those who took part. We had a lot of excellent panelists and a lot of good information. I also wanted to say thank you to the Wildfire Training Center here at McClellan that let us use their facility and linked in the VTC for those who are participating by video teleconference. That was outstanding. Also thanks to the Wildfire Lessons Learned Center to let us use their license and to provide Josh to help run the webinar. It was really helpful to have the behind-the-scenes guy troubleshoot some issues and so forth. When we began this National Logistics webinar, the Tom Hamilton Memorial National Logistics webinar a few days ago on Tuesday, we start with a good presentation about Tom Hamilton, who was a friend of many of ours and a mentor and one of the founding people involved with the National Logistics webinar. As we come to the end of this, I wanted to play this little song that I wrote for him on Tuesday, and I had a heck of a time figuring out how to get it on from my phone onto my computer, and I hope you'll bear with me for just a moment. And first of all, I'm not the greatest singer in the world, but this is meant for Tom, his family, and many of his friends. And if you wait just one moment, I'm going to bring that up as soon as I figure out how to minimize this one. One moment, please. Want to get to my desktop. And I also want to thank the cadre members who were instrumental in helping get this all together. And we had a fair amount of work go into this, and I think it was worthwhile. And I will just get this here momentarily. Okay, I want to open this with, wait a second, that's not the way I want to do it. Okay, it's important that I open it with this VLC. Okay, here we go.
Today is St. Patty's Day. We heard a wonderful tribute to Tom Hamilton, put together by Cherie Craddock at the Tom Hamilton Memorial National Logistics Workshop. While sitting there in the morning, I came up with my own little tribute, a song I wrote for my good friend, Tom Hamilton. I call this, Oh Tommy Boy, for St. Patty's Day and for Tom. Oh Tommy Boy, dispatch, dispatch is cotton on your cell phone throughout the countryside. It's summertime and all the fires are burning. It's you must go, or else we'll cry. Yet get ye back in sunlight or in shadow. When fires burn hot, we choke on smoke and dust. We need your help, oh Tom, the wizard of logistics, to solve our woes so we won't cuss. Now, Tom, you're gone. Our hearts are aching. Those left behind, we'll try to carry on. We'll not forget the lessons that you were teaching us. Load up your glass and toast you in this song. Goodbye, my friend. We'll all miss you.
What more can a person say? Well, anyway, thanks very much for the participation. And in closing, I wanted to say that Josh is going to be turning the actual PowerPoint presentations into YouTube videos and post it on the Lessons Learned site like he was showing us. And when he gets that all done, I'll send the link out. So if there are presenters out there, I have to make sure that I got the actual presentations so that we will be able to post those too to the site that we end up using. And we're thinking that NWCG has availability to help us post this on some site, and Dave Haston will help us kind of put the two together. So the final thing I wanted to say is I just, during the lunch break, I developed a National Logistics Webinar evaluation sheet here, and I will be sending this out in the next day or two. We would ask that while these things are fresh in your mind, you give us an idea of, on a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 is excellent, how did you think the webinar went this year? Which presentations did you like the most? Which ones did you like the least? Do you have any ideas of what topics we could carry next time? Oh, this should say, were there some topics where the material was unclear? Would you like to help out by becoming a cadre member? And if you answered yes to that one, give me your contact, please. And last couple, if information was posted on the Wildland Fire Lessons Learned Center site, do you think you might register to receive updates and access information? If we establish a logistics community on that site, would you be interested in participating or joining? And also, would you participate if we send out invitations to specific topic webinars? And obviously, that's going to be dependent on what the topic would be, I suppose, because if you're not interested in the information, you probably wouldn't want to be on the webinar. But we just want to get an idea of, is this something we should continue to use when some of these other topics come up, such as the contract updates, or like I mentioned, when we have these technical issues with the facilities mapping concept, maybe we'll give them another chance to put a little presentation together when they have more data. And lastly, if there's any other additional thoughts or comments that you want to get when you get this form, please feel free to share that with us. We would really love to hear from you. And I thank you all one last time, and hope that we all have a very safe fire season. And we look forward to working with you all. And as they say anymore, and it gets to be true all the time, we'll see you on the big one maybe. Thank you so much. And I will go ahead and end the webinar at this time. Now that takes some guts to, oh, let me